Well, hello, everyone. We welcome you to this edition of News You Can Use. I'm your host, Thera Martin Milling, and today on the program, in the first segment, we're going to be talking with City Councilman Curtis Jones. It's been more than a minute since he's been here, so he's coming by to sort of tell us some of the great work he's been doing for the 4th Councilmanic District and bring us up to date on his legislation and a whole lot more. And then when we turn the page on the program, I am thrilled to tell you I'm having the opportunity to shine the spotlight on the president of the Black Clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity, and he has one of his captains along with him. So it'll be Reverend Broadnax coming in, the president of the Black Clergy. Then we'll have Reverend Collier, and also we'll have Marvetta Coleman from Gateway Health to talk about a very important health event that they have coming up. Stay along with us for the ride. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, hello, everybody. Now, if you just turned your television set on, let me tell you, in the first segment on our program today, News You Can Use, we're talking with City Councilman Curtis Jones from the 4th Council District. And then a little later in the show, when we turn the page, we're going to shine the spotlight on the Philadelphia Black Clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity. So we're looking forward to it. But right now, let's get to Councilman Curtis Jones. Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. As we are taping this show, we don't know what the outcome of the election of November the 8th actually is. This program will run for the first time right after the polls close. So we can't really talk about the election so much, except I would say I am believing it's going to be a great day in Philadelphia as we get through the rest of the week.
So we better have a good day in Philadelphia in order to have a good day in Pennsylvania, to have a good sweep for the Democrats, not only Hillary Clinton, but the down ticket, the Senate and the House. We need both of those. We saw what happened when Obama did not have friends, as many as he needed in the House, and friends in the Senate to move his policies forward. So
we're prayerful. We're prayerful. But meanwhile, let's talk about what's been going on in the 4th District. Before we talk about some of your meaningful legislation, what kind of work have you been able to get done, say, from January of this year until now, November?
So the recession is over. I believe the last time I was here.
Who told you that?
You know what tells me?
I'm still suffering.
The cranes in my community, the construction, the renovation. One of the hot things that has been happening is senior housing. As we become grayer, as we become older, people want to downsize from their large houses into efficiencies and condos, and the state of Pennsylvania has been funding a lot of them. In my district, the old Wynn Ballroom is now being renovated. We're doing 53 units there.
Katie B. Jackson.
Yeah, Katie B. Jackson. And I went to my first school dance at the Wynn.
Wow.
And so we'll be relighting the beautiful sign that is a hallmark of Winfield. Sure. And so we're looking to see some of the construction cranes move from Center City to neighborhoods. Along Market Street, we were able to obtain a whole square block where if you see the piazza down in other parts of the city, we're bringing a poor man's working model to 59th and Market Street, where we'll have close to 75 units of apartments there, along with mixed-use stores and daycare on the bottom. So we're beginning to see the page turn on the recession. The question is the trickle-down theory to the young men in the barbershops and the young women in the beauty salons to be able to take advantage of that. One of the things that Mayor Kenny pushed forth was a 1.5 cents on sugary drinks. And what that is designed to do is raise $400 million to renovate libraries, rec centers in my district. And so we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Now, the recreation center that's right next door to the Winfield Branch Library, is that John Anderson?
Yeah, that's the John Anderson Center.
You all have done a lot of work over there.
Yeah, we put in a multimedia studio. Well, we put in ability for young people to come on Saturdays and watch more movies and cartoons. People didn't have anything in the neighborhood on a Saturday. You want your kids to have some wholesome fun, and we were able to do that. We are looking at the old Bieber Annex, which is at 53rd and Euclid. We put in basketball courts there. A part of what reason why I'm happy with this administration is, you know, God made the world in 7 days. They helped us make a playground in 6. To have a basketball tournament this summer where we brought young people to be mentored by coaches.
Now, you have a very diverse district, and one of the things that I have learned in the little bit of time that I had an opportunity to work in elected officials' offices is that it's hard to please everybody all the time. So you could do 50 things on this side of the world, and there's still somebody over there with their lips poked out. He didn't do this for me. I look at Roxborough and East Falls. I love those communities, and they look so good. And I always brag about Main Street, and I always talk about how I want North 22nd Street and 52nd Street and Lancaster Avenue and Baltimore Avenue to look like Main Street. Give us some advice on how we get there.
So first of all, you got to know the differences in demographics. In Roxborough, the average income is $62,000 a year, which is almost twice the average for the city. So people who were firemen, policemen, teachers, all moved in that area. You have some regular families that moved there, but a migration from Center City. We're getting a lot of people that can't afford Center City anymore, want to move to a spacious place like Roxborough, Manayunk, or East Falls. On the other side of the river, I have good neighborhoods. I have Overbrook Farms, Overbrook Park, Winfield, Carroll Park, Parkside, and Haddington.
Yes.
Now, these neighborhoods need a little tender love and care.
Yes.
So in some places, all I have to do really is show up, take a bow, because the resources are there.
Already there.
In other neighborhoods, it's a little more challenging. In Paradise and other places, I have to bring resources to make it happen. But the good news is that I see light at the end of a tunnel, and Thera, I don't believe it's a train to run me over. People have discovered these neighborhoods because if you grew up in Carroll Park, think about those houses. High ceilings,
Yes.
beautiful woodwork floors, fireplaces, roomy, 4-bedroom, some of them. And a lot of people are beginning to understand the value of living in a city. You can walk to a transportation center at 60th Street and be downtown in 10 minutes for $2.25. And people, and particularly millennials, are beginning to rediscover that value and beginning to move back. Now, the thing to do is to stabilize those people that stuck it out, want to keep their homes, want to stay in their homes, want to age in their homes, and balance that with new families that energize a community. Because that's what kids do. Kids bring vitality. Young people bring income. Some of my older seniors aren't going to coach a football team anymore. Some young kids, parents who have young kids, are willing to do that. That vitality with that stability makes great neighborhoods.
And that sounds so good to me. Now, real quickly, I know you've got a bunch of things that are going to be happening between now and the end of this year. I heard your communications director talking about an expungement event coming up. You're going to be feeding seniors coming up. You're going to be in a fashion show, Men's Fit, coming up. So tell us real quick.
So expungement, we've been dealing, well, when President Obama went into a federal penitentiary and said that we're over-incarcerating particular inner-city African-American men. When Obama catches a cold, the rest of the country catches on. And we've begun to figure out ways to reduce the population, 7,500 people in prison on State Road. What we did was a study, and we realized that out of the 48 zip codes in Philadelphia, those young men and women come from 11 of them. And if you do a map where those 11 zip codes are, and then find out where they closed 23 schools, they're the same neighborhoods. Pipeline from school to prison. We're going to interrupt that. We're going to be intercessors on that. And instead of reentry, we want to focus our resources on pre-entry. Pre-K is important. They know if you can't read up to grade level by the 4th grade, how many cells to build by the time you're 18. Well, if you know that, reverse engineer the solution, teach kids to read. So we're trying to do things that are non-traditional. We want to deal with GPS technology so that people can do their time at home and then keep the public safe. Some of those guys, 7,500 of them up there, are there only because they don't have $100 bail. And then when they come home, they get the scarlet letter of ex-offender on them and can't get jobs. So this expungement clinic is to get those minor offenses off your record so you don't have to explain it to an employer. Second thing that we're doing is a turkey giveaway, but not your traditional turkeys. We want to give a healthier option to our seniors so that they live longer. So instead of that macaroni and cheese like my grandma used to make, we're going to look at providing fresh vegetables and seasoning them in a way that doesn't make you bored to death with your taste buds. And then I'm going to be in a fashion show. It's not a regular fashion show. It's for returning citizens and men who are homeless to be able, Men's Fit does a wonderful program where they will outfit you from shoes to tie, a suit, everything, so that you can do a job interview and go as a professional. A lot of young people don't have or don't know how to dress professionally. So the object of the Men's Fit fashion show is to show people do's and don'ts of what to wear at an interview.
And that sounds like right up my alley. That's what I do with my women at the prison program I'm involved in. I come dressed like this. I'll go to class and I teach them the shoes, $15.99, the dress, $16.99. You can still look nice, you can still look professional, and you don't have to spend more than $40 to do it. I tell them that all the time. You know, some of my women are, you know, they are the women of former drug dealers or what have you, and they're used to having designer this and that and the other. And they say, oh, Miss Thera, no, I can't wear anything cheap like that. I said, oh, yes, you can, and you will if you're not, you know, dealing with illegal
The suit does not make the man nor the woman.
Exactly. I tell them that. All righty, we are all but out of time, but give me just one favorite piece, a piece of legislation that you're very proud of.
So we passed a ballot question to put a major department in action. It is the African American Men's Commission. You may say, why make that a city department? 300 young men are killed annually to gunfire. If 300 whales washed up on the shore of the Delaware, every marine biologist in America would want to know why. These murders in our neighborhoods are happening senselessly, and we need to figure it out.
Wow. I love you for doing that, Councilman. Thank you so very much for coming by, particularly on a day that is so historic and so important. And the next time you see News You Can Use, we'll be bragging about the winners from the election of November 8th of 2016. Thank you, Councilman. God bless you, and safe traveling mercies where you have to get to next, all right?
Got it.
We'll be back in just a moment where we're going to put the spotlight on the Black clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity. Don't you go away.
Hey, what's up?
Look, I am beyond drunk. I am so hungry. You wanna go get something to eat?
Yeah, I only had like 2 drinks.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, yeah, meet me outside my house in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll meet you at your house. Okay.
What's up, man? Come on, my God, you're so drunk. Just get in my car. Let's go.
Whoa, you're swerving.
I'm fine. You're the drunk one. I only had 2 cups. That's it.
I'm drunk. I thought you were drunk.
I'm not drunk. If I was drunk, I wouldn't be driving. It was just 2 beers. It's not gonna do anything.
Hi, Eddie Dunn here with LaSalle's favorite TV game show, Q&A. Do you know that LaSalle TV reaches over 300,000 homes in the Philadelphia area? Probably, right? Did you also know there's actually 13 zodiac constellations and not 12? The 13th is called Ophiuchus. But we got rid of that one because it sounds dumb, and also 13 is an unlucky number. So that's why we have 12. Where'd you learn that? LaSalle TV.
Did you go tanning? Yeah, check it out. You're getting so tanned. Finals are the worst. We need some sun. Where's your tan? It's melanoma. I'm stage 3.
Melanoma is the second most common cancer for young women, 15 to 29. Protect yourself. Protect your friends. Stop tanning. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
I would do anything for my friends. They're like family to me. Sometimes saying no can be scary. But I'm so glad I was brave enough to say yes to living a drug-free life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Hello, everybody, and we welcome you back to the program right now. We are shining the spotlight on the Black clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity. Now, this isn't the first time that the Black clergy has been on this program, but this will be the first time I have Pastor Jay Broadnax here. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are delighted to have you. He's been the president now for almost a year, just short of a year, and a lot of work that he's gotten done in that time. Marvetta Coleman is here from Gateway Health. And we thank you for being here today because you are a part of this story. And then Pastor Collier, we thank you for being here too with the Black clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity. You have a health fair coming up.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it? You start and we'll let the story go down the line.
Okay, well, we're very excited. One of the things that we're really trying to emphasize is addressing health disparities. We have tremendous health disparities between African Americans in our community and other communities. So we wanted to shine some light on that and increase awareness of some of the health issues that people are dealing with. So we're having this health fair in partnership with Gateway Health, where there will be all kinds of services available at this health fair. We're also doing a free turkey giveaway, but all kinds of screenings, diabetes, blood pressure, just things that people need to know so that they can stay healthy and live.
You know, when I think about President Obama, and I applaud him, I thank God for him, in bringing forth a reality to a new health care insurance plan for people who are low income or who are just in between making all that good money and you don't have health insurance. So we got Obamacare. Thank you. But even with that, what I find when I'm talking to different citizens, everyday people walking down the street, there's still people out there who don't have any health insurance.
Do not have health insurance.
And so if it weren't for health fairs where you can go and get a free blood pressure check or diabetes check or eye screening check or breast cancer check, they might not have any other option for whatever reason. I don't know why they didn't get that Obama health care plan or whatever, but there are people who need what you're offering.
And it's important that this health fair is actually taking place during the enrollment period, so because another thing that we're going to be having is information about how people can get health insurance.
Okay, that's so good and so very important. Marvetta, you want to tell us about the where and the time of this great health fair that's coming up?
Absolutely. One of the first things I just want to say, though, Thera, is we really appreciate the opportunity to be a partner with the Black clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity, because it's their commitment and commitment of organizations like the Black clergy that really help to move this message forward. Because one of the things that we really recognize from a standpoint of being a good corporate partner is that to the degree that we can help people become informed, that is the basis for which most people then become empowered. So we're very excited that on Saturday, November the 19th, we're going to be partnering with the Black clergy. The event itself, doors will open at 9 o'clock. We have a number of exhibitors, as Pastor Broadnax has already mentioned, in addition to certainly those turkeys. I know folks are going to come down because they want the information, but the turkey becomes a wonderful incentive. So the doors will open at 9 a.m. and persons who are coming down will be able to get their ticket. And then we're going to ask them, come on up, get some information, have a screening, become an empowered person. And then from that place, hopefully some of those folks that you're talking about that are in need of that, that coverage, that information, they will be able to come away with a couple of things, not just something to take care of them momentarily, but something that they will be able to use on a long-term basis.
I have a dear friend right now going through a prostate situation, very serious, and he said, even as he was laying in the hospital bed at Hanneman last Friday, he said to me, I knew I had prostate, and I don't know why I didn't take care of it. And I'm like,
You know, it's interesting because that's been one of the conversations that we've been having, is the challenge of getting our men to really understand that it's okay to go to the doctor. It's okay to admit that you have a pain, that you don't have to always, quote unquote, man up and suck it up, because what you may be sucking up may be something much more serious. So all of that.
Do you know Nurse Connie Sumner by any chance?
I don't.
Okay, because she is with Fox Chase. And when I see her, I want to go to, because she always asks me, Thera, did you get that mammogram?
Yes, same thing with our women. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
And that is one of the things that we at Gateway Health really try and get folks to understand. If you do your prevention, then many times you can intervene in something that may not necessarily, it may still occur, but we catch it sooner. And then, because that's one of the things in our community, so many times things are diagnosed so much later. So if we can do preventative work, then we can absolutely help to change some of the health culture dynamic that is present in our community.
Makes sense, makes sense. Pastor Collier, you are the chairman, correct, of the Health Committee for the Black Clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity?
Yes, I am.
What does that big and important title mean? Because I know that that says to me, you're doing more than just this health fair we're focusing on for November the 19th. You're thinking constantly, what else can I, on behalf of the Black clergy, bring to our community to lift them up health-wise?
Yeah, first of all, I'm very appreciative that our president, J.B. Broadnax, had allowed me this privilege of serving. And I'm thankful to Marvetta Coleman and Gateway for partnering with us. It's very important, as we have a prophetic voice in our community, to make sure that our people are healthy. And I'm so excited about this health fair because I believe that this health fair will be the genesis of other health fairs. And it will put us in a mindset to be healthy. Many of us have neglected our health for reasons unknown. It's important for us to be healthy, and it's important for the leadership to encourage our people to be healthy. As Marvetta said, particularly our men, and I'm one. I don't like to go to, my wife has to make me go to the doctor.
I don't like to go either.
But we need to be able to take care of ourselves. We cannot take care of our families if we are sick ourselves. So we need to be healthy to make sure our families are healthy. And I'm excited about Philadelphia. I want everybody in Philadelphia, north, south, east, west, to come to Broad and Venango, Zion Baptist Church on Saturday, November the 19th, 9 o'clock. Come and get your screenings. Come and see what we have to offer. And while you're there, pick up a turkey.
All right, that sounds good to me. Now, Pastor, aside from health, I know that the Black clergy, you're juggling so many issues in the Black community. There's the Black on Black crime. There's the police officers who may be Black or white, who are sometimes questioning how some of our people are ending up dead at their hands. And then we have other issues that are the education issue and the voting issue, which we're just coming out of this November 8th general election. Is the clergy going to continue on that strong path that you've been doing for the last, I guess, almost 12 months now, where you're just talking up registering to vote and being educated about the political process every time there is an election cycle, which is twice a year?
Absolutely. One of the mistakes that we make in our community is we focus only on the presidential elections. And I think if we can get people in the mindset of civic engagement as opposed to just elections, then we can make a change in that regard. We can get people involved in the political process and not just voting people into office, but holding them accountable for the issues that they stood on during their campaigns. So that's one of the things that I think we're really looking at, is the whole notion of civic engagement in general, as well as focusing more on issues than candidates. I think for us, we need to have a voice as it relates to issues like stop and frisk, issues like fair funding for the school system, issues that plague our communities, gun violence and gun control. So one of the things that we're trying to do also is focus on developing strong partnerships, because there are a lot of organizations that are doing very good work in the city, and we're grateful for being able to work with Gateway on this particular issue, but there are some others that we hope to work with and to partner with and share the benefit of both organizations.
Wow, amazing. Black Clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity been around like what, 35 years, something like that?
About 35 years.
And then the membership, it's made up of pastors. There's at least 400 pastor members of your organization. But if there were a church a pastor is viewing right now, maybe they're Baptist, maybe they're AME, maybe they're Episcopalian, and they're like, that group sounds like they're popping. I want to join that group. How do they do it, Pastor?
Yeah, very easily. We meet on the fourth Thursday of every month. Typically, we've been meeting at Calabash Restaurant at corner of Malvern and Lancaster Avenues. But if anybody wants to join, they can certainly give Mount Pisgah a call. That's how I've been getting folks interested. But that's 215-386. 6181.
Okay, all right, so Mount Pisgah AME Church, that's your home
church.
My home church. That's where he is the pastor in charge.
Right.
And Pastor Collier, your home church?
Galilee Baptist Church in Roxborough.
In Roxborough. I know, I've been past your church. I know exactly where you are as well. I want to thank you all so much for being with us today to tell everybody about this health fair being hosted by the Black Clergy of Philadelphia and Vicinity, Gateway Health involved as a partner with this. And give us the date again, Marvetta.
Saturday, November 19th. Zion Baptist Church, 3600 North Broad Street. And particularly, we're looking for our seniors as well as families and folks across the spectrum.
All right. We need our pastors to keep on doing the great work that you're doing. We appreciate you so very much. I don't know where Philadelphia would be without the Black Clergy of Philadelphia Vicinity, and I mean that. I mean that. So check them out. They do have a website you can go to, and make for sure you put November the 19th on your calendar. Come and get your health checked out and have a good time while you're doing it, getting lots of resource information, health screenings, and all that plus some. And we thank you so much for joining us on this edition of News You Can Use. You can check out our radio program Mondays through Fridays on WURD. We're on the air 6 to 7 a.m. You can listen online at www.900amwurd.com. Have a blessed day, everybody. Remember, have an attitude of gratitude. You'll be all right. Take care.